Hello, my name is Diana Duran, and this is my presentation on the Art Critic video analysis. I decided to visit the Getty Museum in Los Angeles to look for inspiration for this assignment. Being my first time there, I didn't really know what to expect, however, came by many great pieces. One of these pieces was the Romancier with Flags, an oil painting by Edward Monet. Edward Monet was a French modernist painter born in 1832 in Paris. He was the oldest son of a wealthy family and grew up surrounded by intellectuals, artists, and politicians. Monet's father wanted him to become a lawyer, but he eventually decided to pursue his passion for art. Monet disliked the rigidity of the traditional paintings, however, and instead embraced a more modern approach. Monet's style was influenced by the Impressionists, but he did not consider himself part of the movement. The Romancier with Flags is a prime example of Monet's mature style. The painting depicts a Parisian street scene with flags hanging over the buildings in the background, painted in loose brushstrokes with a muted color palette. This painting was created in 1878 and is still currently on display at the Getty Museum in LA. The painting functions both literally in terms of its composition and metaphorically in terms of its deeper contextual meaning, reflecting the social political climate of France during the late 19th century. In terms of composition, the painting employs various elements of line, color, and light to create a vivid and realistic representation of the Parisian street. The lines in the painting are crisp and precise, reflecting Monet's skill as a draftsman, and the straight lines of the buildings and the flags in the background create a sense of order and structure, while the curves of the figures and the foreground create a sense of movement, dynamism. The colors in the painting are also significant, with warm palette dominated by shades of yellow, orange, and brown. The colors convey a sense of vitality and energy, reflecting the bustling activity of the street. The blue and white of the French flags in the background create a striking contrast with the warm tones of the rest of the painting. This highlights the political significance of the scene. The play of light is another crucial element of this painting, with the bright sunlight casting deep shadows on the pavement and buildings. The light serves to highlight the figures in the foreground, creating a sense of depth and perspective. It also creates a sense of mood, with warm, bright light suggesting a sense of optimism and hope. Metaphorically, this painting represents a significant moment in French history, with the flags in the background indicating a patriotic fervor that was sweeping the country during the 19th century. The painting was created in the aftermath of the Franco Prussian War, which had left France humiliated and defeated. The flags therefore represent a symbolic assertion of the French national identity and pride. The painting can be seen as a commentary on the changing social and political landscape of France during this period. The figures in the foreground represent a cross section of French society, with workers, merchants, and aristocrats mingling on the street. This reflects the increasing democratization of French society as social classes become more fluid and permeable. Overall, the Romancier with the flags is culturally significant work that enriches our understanding of the world around us. Its use of line, color, and light creates a vivid and realistic representation of the Parisian street, while its deeper contextual meaning reflects the social political climate of France during the late 19th century. Now, the second painting which caught my attention was Man with the Hole, an oil painting by Jean-Franc Millet. Jean-Franc Millet was a French painter and printmaker born on October 4th, 1814, in Grouchy, Normandy, France. Millet's family were farm workers, and he initially trained as a notary clerk, but his calling was to become an artist. He studied under Paul de Mouchot, a local artist, before moving to Paris in 1837 to study art. Millet's work often depicts a rural life and the hardship faced by farmers, such as poverty, hard labor, and their close relationship with nature. In 1850, he moved to Barbizon, a small village in the Fontainebleau forest, where he joined a group of artists called the Barbizon School, who shared his interest in nature and realism. He remained there for the rest of his life, painting the surrounding landscape and its inhabitants. Millet's painting Man with the Hoe depicts a peasant worker leaning on his stool, with his face weary and his posture stooped, alluding the hard work and the struggle of farming class during the 19th century. The painting's composition, color, and light all contribute to its meaning and significance. Firstly, the painting's composition is characterized by its use of strong, bold lines. The artwork's lines are incredibly deliberate, highlighting the worker's muscular frame, which is hunched over from laboring in the fields. The man's bent posture indicates the backbreaking work that he does daily, while the hoe that he holds in his hand serves as a symbol of the farming profession. The lines used to define the man's face, particularly the deep creases in his forehead and the furrows around his mouth, provide a sense of the burdens and worries that he carries with him. The lines convey a message of toil, resilience, and dignity in the face of adversity. The use of line in this painting emphasizes the physicality of the man and his task, highlighting the harsh reality of life for a peasant laborer in Millet's time. Additionally, the color utilized in Man with the Hoe are muted and earthy, evoking a sense of the countryside and its rugged nature. The man's clothing is drab and simple with rough texture that hints at the hardworking lifestyle he leads. The fields in the background are depicted in shades of green and brown, conveying a sense of the soil's fertility and the importance of agriculture. The overall color scheme of the painting is an indication of simplicity and natural beauty for the rural life. Lastly, the painting's lighting is subtle, with the sun casting a soft glow over the scene. This gentle illumination provides a sense of hope, optimism, despite the hardships of life in the countryside. The light that illuminates the man's face, highlighting his features and expressions, suggests that even in the darkest times, people can find the strength and resilience. The artwork composition and symbolism are commentary on the working class people who toiled the land during the Industrial Revolution, highlighting their strength and resilience in the face of hardship. The painting provides a glimpse into the harsh realities of life during that period, while also celebrating the dignity of labor and the natural world. It remains a significant cultural artifact, reminding us of the sacrifices and struggles of those who came before us and their contribution to the world's progress.